When a customer buys something from a business, unfortunately for that business, not all of the money it receives from the customer is profit. In other words, they don't get to keep all of the revenue made from the sale. And sometimes, a business might even make what is known as a loss. In this video, I'm going to explain some of the key differences between a profit and a loss, and show you some simple steps that you can take to be able to calculate the profit or loss of a business. Let's start with profit. Now this is the important one, the reason why most entrepreneurs get into business in the first place. So it's so crucial that they're able to accurately calculate whether they made a profit. Put simply, profit is the money that a business is left with from its revenue after it's paid all of its costs. And for all the risks that an entrepreneur takes in business, profit is one of the key benefits that they receive in return. And when a business makes a profit, it's usually used to either financially reward the owners, invest in the future growth of the business, or save for the future. But what we don't want to be doing in business is spending money which we think is profit when we've in fact made a loss. Therefore, we need to know how to calculate it accurately. Now the good news is, it's a pretty simple calculation. All you need to know is the total revenue of the business and the total cost of the business. Then you can apply the following formula, which is total revenue minus total costs. And both of these figures should be available on the business's income statement, which is also known, or was formerly known, as a profit and loss account. For the purpose of this video, we'll only be using a very basic version of an income statement, and we'll cover income statements in full in a later video. So we're just going to be using the basic income statement to allow us to get the figures such as the total costs and total revenues to be able to calculate whether the business has made a profit or a loss. So on your screen now, you can see a basic income statement which shows sections for both revenues and costs. In this scenario, the business has various sources of revenue which total £30,000, and it also has several costs which total £25,000. And all we need to do now is apply the formula total revenue minus total costs to calculate whether the business has made a profit or a loss. So in this example, it's pretty simple. It's £30,000 worth of total revenue minus £25,000 worth of total costs, giving the business a £5,000 profit. Now that we've got a good understanding of what profit is and how it's calculated, it's very important to understand that no business, no matter how big or how small it is guaranteed to make a profit. And when the costs of a business are higher than the revenue it generates, it has made something which is known as in business as a loss. The good news is, the formula that we used to calculate profit a minute ago is exactly the same to calculate a loss. Just a reminder, this was total revenue minus total costs. The key difference is all in the answer. If the answer is a positive number like it was in the previous scenario, then the business has made a profit. However, if the answer is a negative number, then the business has made a loss. In other words, total costs are greater than total revenues, or the business is paying out more than it's receiving in. So on your screen now, you can see another basic income statement, which again has a section for revenue and a section for costs. In this scenario, again the business has various sources of revenue, and this time they total £50,000. And it also has several costs which total £60,000. So all we need to do now is use the formula total revenue minus total costs to calculate whether this business has made a profit or a loss, which in this example is £50,000 of sales revenue minus £60,000 worth of costs, leaving the business with a £10,000 loss because the answer is a negative number. It's minus 10,000. Now, if a business makes a loss, it can have very serious consequences and can even lead to the business closing forever. So it's important that if a business does make a loss, that they analyse the reasons why in full and then develop strategies to turn these losses into future profits. This is typically achieved in one of two ways, either cutting costs or increasing revenues. So that's it, a quick introduction to the concept of profit and loss and how it's calculated in business. If you found the video useful, get smashing that like button, and if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe to Two Teachers YouTube channel to see lots more business videos just like this.